I don't know, spent $5 million renovating.
Yeah.
And it's only for their biggest sponsors. And they've got a shuttle going back and forth, so you park over there, and then you run the shuttle, and he runs the shuttle back and forth.
Yeah.
But, this is something that handles about 3,000 people. Well, the first year, they paid for all of it from these sponsors. So they went and bought the next shopping center up, and then the next shopping center this way.
That's crazy.
And they're going to be handling about 10,000 sponsor, guests at these things, just making $1 gazillion in a week-long period.
Yeah.
Tough
work year.
I'm sorry?
It's a tough work year.
Yeah, it is. Tough work
in a week.
for that week. So I've told him, I was like, Mike, if you ever need anybody to come and, and be your driver,
I'm your guy.
I'm a good driver. Yeah. And he's like, Dave, anytime you want to come.
Well, one of my good friends, Jim Rice, his sister rents her house out every year to Fred couples. And has for the last 25 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
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 That's very cool.
It's amazing. And the company I used to work for, one of our operations people's brother puts up all the tents for Augusta so I could get passes in. I've been on a Wednesday twice, a Thursday, and a Friday.
Yeah. I've only been once.
Yeah.
So I, funny story, I got married to my late wife on April 12th, 1986.
I remember that. You could have gone to the Masters.
1986. And my good buddy, he had passes to the Masters every year. He was a big Domino's Pizza guy, had 55 Domino's Pizza stores. And he got tickets every year. And so my getting married on a Saturday, on Friday, my bachelor party was playing 18 holes with about 20 people at Pine Tree Country Club. And he was one of them. And he came up to me after and handed me an envelope. And I said, what's this? And he goes, it's just part of your wedding present. So I opened it up. And it's 2 passes to the Sunday round on, April 13th. And I'm getting married on April 12th. I'm like, Tony, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting married. I'm going on our honeymoon the next day on Sunday. And he goes, Dave, you're driving to Florida. Just go to Augusta, watch the Masters, and then drive to Florida. I was like, I think he's been married 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do that to Debbie. I can't do it. And he goes, I understand. I'll take Lori, even though she doesn't even like going anymore. And so get married. Next day, head down to Florida. Get up on Monday. We're doing all the things. We're at Disney World, right? And that night, get into the hotel. And it's 10 o'clock. Debbie goes in to take a shower. And I'm like, I wonder who won the Masters. So I turn on the TV. And so those old TVs, they're as deep as they are wide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just a minute, we're going to take a look at Jack Nicklaus's back 930 to win his 6th green jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm just...
That's crazy.
Debbie walks out wearing nothing but a smile. And I'm like moving her aside, watching these 10 holes.
Yeah.
And she goes, what's going on? Jack won the Masters. I go, okay. It was his 6th green jacket. Okay. He's the oldest to ever win a major. She goes, what is the big deal? I said, Tony offered us tickets. We could have been there.
Yeah.
Learned my first lesson in communication as a married man because she said, oh, that would have been fun.
I got another buddy from church named Paul Kurtz, and he went this year Saturday and Sunday. And I wrote him on Facebook, I said, who did you get this ticket? He said, Chuck, you're not going to believe this. My daughter married a guy that works in IT at Augusta National. No. I said, can I be your
right.
relative somehow?
That's right. Can you adopt me?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, Tony took me back in 1995, last year that Tiger was an amateur.
Oh, wow.
And we followed him around, and he was playing with Jumbo Ozaki, and Jumbo Ozaki was known as a big hitter. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember on number 2, you get that big
long
par 5 around
yeah.
the corner. Jumbo Ozaki hit it to the top of the hill and kind of drifted down, and he was about 200 yards out. And, and Tiger, hit it to where he was 150 out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he played a wedge into that par 5. And we thought,
crazy.
Things are going to change, in professional golf.
Yeah.
But, today, sitting down across the desktop with me is Chuck Burge. I've known Chuck for a long, long time, well connected in the Kennesaw, Ackworth, Cobb County, community. But what we really want to talk about today is Chuck's heart. Number one, for the community, but number two, we're going to talk about Airaoke.
Okay.
Which is actually not a word you'll find in the dictionary, I don't think.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's coming, right? Yeah. So, Chuck, tell me about your journey. Tell me the story of your life.
And how many hours do we have?
Yeah, we've got about 30 minutes.
Okay, so it's been a long life.
The Reader's Digest version.
Condensed version.
Condensed version.
Well, thanks for having me, Dave. I went to Kennesaw Junior College, got my associate degree in business because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Went to Georgia Southern from there because the ratio of girls to boys was 7-1. I didn't know why I wanted to go, but didn't know what I was going to do.
Odd.
And I got down there, and I took a marketing class, and we had to develop a product from the ground up. Barbara Bart was my teacher. She was fabulous. Didn't know anybody in this class, but she divided us up in groups of 6, and we had to develop a product from the ground up. And at the time, Ralston Purina was developing a birth control dog food. And I said, you know what? Why don't we go with this one? So that's what we did.
Was it for male or female dogs?
For female, I think.
Female dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really cool. And so I was in charge of the marketing, of the promotions and all that stuff. So at the time, Glenn Fry, I think it was Glenn Fry, had the song "The Heat Is On."
Okay.
Was out.
I thought you were going to tell me you were in the class with him.
Oh, no. No, this is even better, I think. So we came up with the slogan, "When the heat is on, try Lady Friskies." So what we did was we had a mom pup, sweat dripping off her ears, and 4 or 5 pups feeding off of her, and down at the bottom it said, "When the heat is on, try Lady Friskies." And we got an A+ in the class. Miss Martin said, "This is fabulous." Yeah. And I said, "This is what I want to do with my life. This is what I want to do." And
come up with that ad campaigns, marketing campaigns.
Yeah. So creative marketing campaigns. Of course, didn't do it right out of college. Still didn't know what I do, but I did wind up majoring in marketing. Got out of school, got a job in the group claims department, the life insurance company of Georgia. Can you see me doing that, Dave?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So worked there.
How many people did you kill while you were there?
Not enough. And then got promoted to internal auditor. And that's actually where I met Steve Pearson. Steve was my external auditor, and he'd come in and audit me, and that's where we met. But
still can't see you doing that.
Oh, I can't either. It still blows me away. So 1989, after I'd been there 8 years, it was a great place to work, Life of Georgia. We played racquetball when I got there, basketball at lunch, and we got off at noon on Fridays and floated down the river. So it wasn't a bad job, wasn't great money, but it was something to do for a single guy. So in 89, my first son was born. I'd gotten married in 86, and I said, I really need to do something to make a little bit more money. So I had an opportunity to go to work for Mass Mutual Insurance Company down at Marriott Marquis Tower in downtown Atlanta, and was the number 1 rookie of the year agent there. So more first-year policies than any agent ever had. So they put me into management as assistant GA, going out and hiring and training new agents.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. They actually paid me a salary then. It wasn't just commission. I actually got a salary. It took me over to Joseph Banks or something and bought me $2,000 worth of suits. And I said, this is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
So about 6 months, a year and a half into that, I was entertaining a guy named David DePonzio, and I'll never forget this because it totally changed my life, at the Marriott Marquis Champion Sports Bar downtown. And we're sitting there having dinner, and he's from Macon, and he's thinking about joining our team. And this guy comes by and throws his book on the table. And I said, "What is that?" He said, "It's karaoke." I said, "What is a karaoke?" This is 1992, so karaoke was brand new to the States.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, it's this music system. We play the background music, and you get up and you provide the vocals." I said, "Well, no kidding." I start flipping through the book. I said, "Well, I got to do this." He said, "Well, pick out a song." I said, "No, I don't have to sing. I got to do what you're doing." I said, "How much fun would that be?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, as a matter of fact, we're looking for somebody a couple of nights a week. If you want to meet the owner, I'll be glad to introduce you to him, Greg Smith." So I went and met Greg the next day. He said, "Yeah, as long as you don't try to sell insurance to everybody comes up and sings, we'll give you a shot." So I started doing that a couple of nights a week.
So
just
you were
for
going
fun.
you were going to sports bars and stuff.
Sports bars,
yeah.
dives, anywhere they would host karaoke. The karaoke was so hot then, we'd get $300 a night to go in and do karaoke for 3 hours.
Wow.
So, and I'd get $100 of it, and it was fun and making a little bit more money. And so it's kind of cool. So 3 months later, Greg Smith calls me one day and says, "Hey, Chuck, there's a new karaoke company coming to town Thursday, and I'm going to be in Vegas at the electronics show. Would you go see what it's all about for me?" I said, "Well, yeah, I might meet somebody I could hire as an agent." So I went, and what it was, Rent-A-Center, the rent-to-own company, had opened a new division called RAC Entertainment, and they had signed a $3 million contract with Diet Pepsi to put "You Got the Right One, Baby, on karaoke and go all over the country and play this and have people come sing it and give them a cassette tape of their performance as a promotional gift." I said, "Well, that's pretty cool." I didn't think anything about it. And I went home. They called me and I said, "Chuck, we've got this narrowed down to 10 people. Could you come back tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" And then it was, "Hey, Chuck, are you working anywhere this weekend where we can watch you perform?" I said, "Yeah." And it was at the Marriott Marquis down on Interstate North, right off on Windy Hill Road.
Yeah.
Guy walks in from Manchester, England, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Wichita, Kansas. Introduce themselves, and
I heard that in a joke one time. Someone walks in.
yeah, I walked into a bar, yeah. But and by then I'd built a little bit of a following, so I knew I was going to have a good show. And I told them, I said, "Yeah, I need you to come in and watch." So they walked in, introduced themselves. About halfway through the show, one of them walks up with a slip. You know, you had to fill out a slip to sing. I said, "There's nothing on here." He said, "Flip it over." And said, "We want you." He said, "When you get the next singer up, come on over." I said, "Okay."
It's good to be wanted.
Yeah. So he said, "How much money do you make?" And I think it was $30,000. He said, "We'll double that. We'll give you your own car, and we want you to run this promotion from Nags Head, North Carolina, to Nashville, down to Biloxi, and to Orlando. And anytime the Young Girls are there, you're in charge of being with them and selling this at bars and all that stuff." Yeah. I said, "So $60,000 and a car, and I get to hang out with these girls?" I said, "Let's see, paid taxes and talk about death all the time, or do I do this?" I said, "Let me think about it." Okay. So I was married at the time, didn't have to check that one out with a wife. And so the next day I quit the insurance business and got into hosting karaoke everywhere. And I had a staff of about 8 kids that, of course, they would have done it for free. It was so much fun to go into these bars, and most of them could sing, and they mostly wanted to sing. But so it was a lot of fun. And that lasted 2.5 years. And from that, I became the number 2 most requested corporate disc jockey in Metro Atlanta for 6 years.
Yeah.
And only Diamond Dave got more requests than I did. But I did a lot of cool things. Did Evander Holyfield's 4th of July party.
His name was Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start there.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
You're up against
You could be
it.
Diamond Dave.
I could.
Yeah.
I have been in times in my life, but not that kind.
Yeah. So I got to do a lot of stuff. Like I said, I did Evander Holyfield's 4th of July party. I got the DJ in the Georgia Dome for 35,000 people, and did Braves opening night parties. Got to do karaoke, sang Under the Boardwalk with Lenny Wilkins when he was the coach of the Hawks. And so I got to do some really fun stuff. And then in 2000, when the first All-Star game was here.
Yeah.
I was the number 2 karaoke office in the country. The guy that was number 1 was in Boston. And he called me and said, "Hey, Chuck, I've turned this Pepsi business into a national mobile marketing company, and I need somebody to run the All-Star game this summer at Turner Field."
Yeah.
I said, "Mike, you know what? I've had my second son born now. I'm a little tired of the DJing thing. If you'll promise me X and tell me this is the last job I'll ever have, I'm all yours." Mm-hmm. And he said, "Okay." So next thing I know, I'm creating marketing campaigns and running sampling programs all over the country, which was great. Again, I got to do a lot of things that nobody else got to do. Backstage with the Doobie Brothers, went to a couple of Super Bowls, hung out with John Wooden and Dick Vitale for a weekend in Minneapolis, and just some really, really cool stuff.
A lot of travel, though. Sounds like a lot of travel.
You know, only when we were doing promotions.
Okay.
Yeah. Only when we were doing promotions. Most of the time it was an overnight gig. General Motors was my biggest client. I'd have to fly and meet with one of their 8 brand managers in one of the 5 offices they had: Chicago, New York, Detroit, LA, and Dallas, and of course here in Atlanta. And I created marketing campaigns for every office through one brand. Silverado trucks here, We did an over-the-wall game where a fan at Dover Downs actually got to jump over a wall and change a tire like they do in the pit crew.
Yeah.
So I got paid to come up with ideas, and that's kind of what I did for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
And then when the economy tanked in 2008 and digital marketing came along, everybody stopped the grassroots stuff that we were doing. And so I started doing everything locally that I was doing nationally and creating smaller events here.
What do you think is going to be the impact, on, I'm going to call it grassroots marketing, but it's really human marketing. What do you think AI is going to do to that?
I'm not a big fan of AI, and I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I call it RI, real intelligence, because I use mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
So Chris and I were in his car Thursday going to Skull Brewery down in Atlanta, and he asked this thing, hey, Gronk, I think is what he called his AI machine, and said, hey,
I keep thinking of Gronkowski.
Yeah, I do too.
Gronk. I'm like, he's got that?
And he said, my friend Chuck does podcasts. How long do most podcasts last? And not time length, but how long do
longevity.
they endure? Yeah, longevity. Yeah. And she said most of them last no longer than like 25 shows. If you do more than 250, you're in the top 2%.
I have a goal.
Yeah.
Get past 25.
Yeah. And Chris said, well, Chuck will be doing his 400. And Gronk said, Chuck is to be well commended. He is in the top 1% of all podcasts that they ever do in terms of longevity.
Yeah.
So I understand its purpose. I think for some people it's better. But for somebody that comes from a grassroots marketing area, I don't want somebody else to tell me what I want to do. I'm a little bit stubborn. I'll admit that. So I like to create my own stuff. And I've been pretty successful doing that.
Yeah, I met the head of the AI department at Kennesaw State, sponsored one of their hackathons at Kennesaw State, where they had like 13 different universities come in, and they were trying to use AI to solve a medical problem in Zambia. Mm-hmm. And he gave us a little speech before they started, before he said, go ahead and create your thing, your teams create your thing. And he reminded them, he said, just remember, AI is dumb. AI doesn't create anything. AI aggregates what's already been created by someone's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it helps you aggregate things faster.
Yeah.
It might spur, it's like a whiteboard brainstorming session.
Yeah.
It puts things up there that allows your mind, to then go off in a different direction because of that. So I thought it was a great perspective on AI, that it's a tool. It can't replace. It can only aggregate information we give it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
It is cool, and I think there are great applications for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, medicine stuff, I don't have anything to do with medicine, but when it comes to creating ideas and stuff, I just don't feel like I need it.
Right. Yeah.
It's funny. Now, Chris asked it also. I'm a big Georgia Tech fan, as you know. And
I'm sorry.
Not a Georgia fan, but Chris asked Gronk, he said, can you write a song about Georgia Tech's hatred for Georgia? And in 10 seconds, here's the song, sung to the tune of I'm a Rambling Rat from Georgia Tech. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, my God.
It's hilarious, isn't it? Yeah. How quick.
So there are applications for it. And I understand people aren't as gifted, most people aren't as gifted as you and I when it comes to the gift of gab, I guess.
Well, thank you for putting me in that category.
Oh, yeah.
But you're the person who talks gooder than most people.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, like I said, serious medical issues and everything else that they need AI for, I get it. But
sure,
I don't want to be taken over by robots. I'm a grassroots person, if you would. I mean, that's how I made my living.
So you've done 400 podcasts.
Next 2 weeks.
Let's talk about that. How that got started.
Well, it started because I have a friend named Steve Pearson. And David's going to start playing poker with us, by the way.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start taking all your money.
Yeah, so I've been playing with Steve for 40 years. We've been playing. We met back at Life of Georgia in '84. And it's been friendship ever since. But Steve.
Watch that light back there. Keep hitting it.
Oh, okay.
You're distracting me.
Oh, okay. So so Steve has 4 years ago he developed prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And all he wanted to do was talk about prostate cancer. And I said, Steve, you have got to stop, buddy. I said, you're going to worry yourself to death.
Right.
I said, you need to pick what method you want to go through, be it surgery or whatever, and let's do it. And just stop talking about it. I said, I'm going to help you. I'm going to start a podcast for an hour a week just to take your mind off of it.
Sure.
And if we take your mind off of it for an hour and some other friends help for an hour and somebody else helps for an hour, we'll get you through this. And of course, today he's fine. But we thought it would last a month or two, And then 6 months later, we had, and David was my first guest too.
I was, yeah.
So 6 months later, we had a friend named Carrick Martin on the show.
Yep.
Carrick's dad was my econ professor at Kennesaw Junior College.
Yeah, Carrick is Mr. Kennesaw State.
Oh, yeah, he still is. And he was there because we both went to Kennesaw Junior College. I wanted to have him on the show and find out what was happening at the school.
Yeah.
And after the show, he pulled me and Robert off to the side, Robert Kinney, my co-host, and said, you know what? You guys are fantastic. He said, would you consider doing a second show all about Kennesaw State sports? And Robert and I looked at each other and said, yeah, why not? So we started that one on August 17th of 2022. And so 2 months will be our fourth year of completing that one. Every Wednesday night at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Right.
And
where do you meet? Let's give a shout out.
Huh?
Where do you have the
Miller's
podcast?
Ale House.
Miller's
on
Ale
Chastain
House.
Road. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Great food, great staff. Love it over at Miller's. But it's just something we have a passion for. Music and sports have always been my passion, and now I'm kind of involved in both of them. We kind of danced around Airaoke, but I guess we'll get to that.
We'll get there. But one of the things that amazes me about you.
Yeah.
So we were down at the beach at Steve's condo.
Yeah.
Sitting out on the beach, and there was 4 or 5 of us there, 6 of us there. And we were doing everything we could to try and stump you. Do you remember the show, I Can Name That Tune?
Name That Tune, yeah.
Name That Tune. In 3 notes or 4 notes. We would start a song, and in 4 notes, he would know exactly what it was. If it was from the 70s, 80s rock era.
70s, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We did the same thing
incredible.
Thursday night when Chris and I were driving downtown Atlanta.
Did you?
He said,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you. I think I missed 2 out of 100.
Golly. It was incredible. I can't remember 2 songs out of 100.
Yeah. It was funny. It was funny. But yeah, so I've always liked that.
So
but,
you're coming up on 400, almost 200 apiece.
a
on
little
those
bit
2.
more on the 3 Guys Who Love Sports is a
Right.
5 o'clock show because we started it 6 months earlier.
Sure.
But it's catching up. That one's about 209 or something like that. So
Sure.
I know June 17th is our 399th and 400th show.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's just
Very cool.
That is fun.
and to me,
And by the way, it's fun being on the show because it's kind of like this. It's just
it's 3 guys
talking sports.
Yeah.
And giving our opinions, and most of the time they're wrong, especially if it's about Georgia Tech.
And we have 5 or 6 sponsors, but we have not kept 1 penny of the money we've gotten, other than to buy equipment to do the show.
Right.
But everything else we've given to KSU Athletics.
Yeah.
And we actually just donated $250 to Keith Schunzel's. He's the head volleyball coach for the women's team. They don't have a men's team. But he has a game called Griffin's Game, which is his son who had cancer. And so they support one family every year, and we just donated $250 to Griffin's Game for this year. Whatever game it's going to be or whatever match it's going to be for volleyball.
So tell me about Airaoke. I mean, you did karaoke for years. Is that where it spawned from?
Kind of. We went to, I was on the board at the Marietta Aviation Museum. And one day I was out there and they had this huge C-130 plane. And I said, how cool would it be to wrap a stage around that nose of that airplane, and do Airaoke instead of karaoke?
Yeah. And
I had that vision. And then I realized there's a railroad track across the street that has 72 trains a day, so that's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
Then in 2019 or 2020 when COVID hit, whatever it was, and the firefighters couldn't do their stair climb anymore due to building restrictions, I said, I really want to do something to help. So I went to Fire Marshal Kreider, who was the Cobb County Fire Marshal at the time, who I'd known since he was like 4 years old, and said, hey, I want to do something to help. And my idea was Airaoke. And Airaoke is basically a karaoke contest. 25 people sing, and somebody wins $1,500 in cash. As you know, first 2 years we did it up at McCollum Airport, Cobb International Field, whatever you want to call it.
We had a hangar there.
Had a hangar that Jim Cook gave us, and we pulled the plane up to the stage, wrapped the stage around the nose of the plane, and you could see planes take off in the background, and it was really, really cool. Great environment.
It was.
However, we outgrew the hangar in 2 years.
Right.
And I think we had 210 people the first year. Next year was like 250, and it was really pushing the limits. Not enough parking.
Right.
We had to have food trucks and all that stuff, and it was really a pain in the butt to coordinate all that. So we decided to move to the Strand Theater on the square in Marietta, and that's been our home now for the last 4 years. This will be our 4th year at the Strand, 6th year overall.
Yeah.
But it supports the 9/11 Fallen Hero Project.
Right.
But one of my other good friends, Mark Warr, who also plays poker with us. Mark was supposed to be in the tower on 9/11, but he missed his flight out of Atlanta the night before.
Wow.
So that's when I became enamored with these firefighters and first responders that did this. And Mike Korsh, him and Susan are the ones I run this event with. And Mike spent 9 months at Ground Zero after the towers fell, recovering the bodies of his friends. He was a police detective in New York City. And now Mike's got cancer from the asbestos from the buildings and stuff. So it's basically just me and Susan. But, I wanted to help, and that's kind of the way I started. And it's fun. It's a fun event. Great talent, as you know.
And you guys have raised tens of thousands of dollars for that.
Yeah, about 20 a year.
Yeah.
It's going well. This year is going to be a little special for me because it's been 25 years since it happened.
Yep.
So we're going to have a couple of people here that actually worked in the towers and survived to tell their story.
Wow.
And we're going to probably do it in the lobby, not on the stage, because we don't want everybody in the auditorium crying, because we don't want to. We want it to be an uplifting event as opposed to a downer. Yeah. But we've already got 16 singers signed up. We've only got 9 singing spots left. So, and we're way ahead of schedule.
Way ahead, yeah. So 25 people. I mean, it's probably, what, a 4-hour event?
Yeah. Doors open at 6. Singing starts at 7. We have $20,000 to $30,000 worth of raffle items for people to bid on. The whole premise is sign up. First 25 people sign up. Doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are.
Right.
The whole premise is bring all your friends to vote for you, because it's audience vote plus judge vote.
Yeah.
And the guy that came in third last year wasn't the greatest singer, but he had all his friends there. And they voted for him, and he won.
Yeah.
So we always toy with that a little bit and see how we can make it better. But the people that have won have generally been very, very good. Quentin, I can't think of Quentin's last name, won the first year. He actually was invited to sing with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah.
The girl that won the second year is singing opera in New York now. So there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah.
And if you think you can sing, spend $25 to sing at Airaoke, and sing at the Strand Theater, which is a beautiful venue.
Sure.
It's a fun event. And we raise a lot of money for people that need it. So.
Well, I think that's the winner. There's really not about whether you win or lose the event.
Yeah.
And getting $1,500 is not life-changing. It's a nice spiff.
Yeah.
Unless you're homeless coming up there and singing, and that would be a cool story.
Yeah.
But it's about, the people you impact.
Yeah. We had 460 people in the audience last year. The Strand only holds 530, so we're looking to sell it out this year, we hope.
Yeah. How can people buy tickets?
Airaoke.org, AIRAOKE.org.
Okay.
Go to tickets.
Okay.
So if you have any questions,
and they can buy now.
Huh?
They can buy now. It's what, September what?
August 29th.
August 29th. So almost
84 days, I think is right. Yeah.
Are you gonna? We're the 25th year of the World Trade Center. The bombings.
That's hard to believe in itself.
It is. I remember where I was. Do you remember?
When it was?
Where you were when it happened.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
You got the news.
I was sitting in my office right here in Cobb International Boulevard.
Yeah.
I
ran
down to Liberty Church and prayed.
Wow.
Yeah, immediately. I said, I got to find the closest church I can.
I was heading to Rome, Georgia for an appointment. I was selling real estate franchises at the time, and had a tire issue and pulled over at the Cartersville Walmart there on 20, coming off. And was in there waiting to get a quote kind of on a tire. And I'm looking at the TV and watching it happen, watching the replay of it happening.
Yeah.
And then I get a call from my boss in New York, and he said, "Go home. We're not doing any business today." And we didn't for like a week. But it's kind of like those older than me. Where were you when Kennedy was shot?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But so Airaoke, is coming up. Are you planning on having any kind of because we're also the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Are you going to try and have kind of a patriotic theme?
Well,
or
it's
what are you gonna
always
do?
kind of a patriotic theme. Last year's winner always comes back and sings the national anthem.
Okay.
And because of the patriotic thing, we always play "God Bless the USA." We've toyed about having somebody sing it live, but I like the version with Lee Greenwood and all the military people singing and Home Free.
Yeah.
That we may just play that and invite the audience to stand and sing.
Yeah.
So everything I do about Airaoke is patriotic to me.
Yeah.
And what really amazes me is the two things that I do now, because I've been retired for 4 or 5 years, but I work more now than I did when I had a full-time job, was my two best friends are why I'm doing both of the things.
Yeah.
Steve, because of the podcast, and really
Because of the
Mark,
prostate
because
cancer.
of he was supposed to be in the towers.
Yeah. I love I love your energy, first of all, and the way you promote, things that first help other people. Mm-hmm. Who was it? Zig Ziglar that said you can have anything you want if you help enough other people get what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that to me would be, a great epitaph for you when you die in 100 years.
Yeah.
Chuck Burge, always reluctant to, and when I see you at networking events, you're always bringing people to me and saying, you need to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Or taking me and saying, Dave, you need to meet this guy.
Like Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's, I think it's a prescription on life. I teach people how to network, and I always ask them this: okay, you come to an event, you're there to meet people. Are you there to buy anything?
No, I'm here to help sell them.
You are, but most people say, no, I'm not here to buy. I'm here to sell, right?
Oh yeah.
But I'll ask them, so if you're not here to buy anything, what are you, when you talk to them, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
You're looking to take advantage of them, if that's your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I'm here to see how I can serve you.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll come back to you. Well, what do you do, Dave? Well, this is what I do, and I'm glad to serve you any way I can if you have need for that. But who can I introduce you to? Who would be your perfect, connection? And the other thing is, and I know this is so you, is the people who are there at networking events are scared to death.
Most of them.
And if you can walk up to them and ask them the story of their life, as I did at the beginning of this podcast, if I can ask the story of their life and then ask follow-up questions and get to know them better, well, then it lowers the temperature that's in their brain of, I've got to perform today.
This guy's trying to sell me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell me, or I need to sell him and it's not going well. Hey, let's just have a conversation.
Building a relationship.
Yeah, just build a relationship.
When I was training insurance agents back in the early 90s, I'd say, listen, you may think that being the best talker makes the best salesperson, but you're wrong. Being the best listener,
That's right,
makes the best salesperson.
being the best questioner.
If you don't know what they want, you can't sell them anything.
That's right. Yeah. Learn to ask questions.
Yeah, learn
And
to ask
then
questions.
listen and ask another question.
Yeah.
And listen and ask another question.
Great song, Mike and the Mechanics, In the Living Years. You know that song?
I know you do.
Yeah, but there's a line in there that says you can listen as well as you hear. So
Yeah.
don't just hear, listen. Pay attention to what people tell
My
you.
granddaddy always said, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
There you go. That's a good call.
That was granddaddy.
Yeah.
So,
So, I've been blessed. I got two of the greatest sons in the world. Unfortunately, they both live out of town, one in Boston and one in Nashville. But all I ever wanted for them was to be better off than me. And that box is checked, and God's ready for me to go. I'm ready to go home. So,
yeah, well, not too soon. Yeah.
Whenever.
We get whenever he chooses, right?
A great song that says, seems like everybody's talking about heaven. If you want to come along, you better believe in. I got a feeling somebody soon will be living. When he's ready to come, I'm ready to go.
Nice.
So don't worry about when he's coming. Just be ready to go.
That's right. Live life as if he's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Live today like he's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Question. If I went to Steve.
Pearson?
Yeah. And because I know you probably know 10 Steves, but if I went to Steve Pearson and I said, tell me about Chuck, what would he say about you?
What would
No, the
Steve
clean
Pearson
version.
say about me?
The clean version.
Yeah. Steve's wife would say more good things about me. Steve will say that he fouls way too much when he plays defense for basketball. But he would say Chuck's got a good heart. He's a good person.
Yeah.
So, and not much different than what you would say, even though we've only known each other 8 or 9 years instead of 40.
Yeah.
This speaks to longevity. That I'm consistent.
It doesn't seem that long.
No.
Yeah. It's been quick.
Yeah. It is.
So
I guess that's what Steve would say. He said he wouldn't say it, but he'd think he's a pretty good athlete.
He would
but
agree.
He wouldn't say it. Yeah.
But he would agree with his wife that. Yeah. I guess he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows I'm consistent. I think I'm the only one out of the group that's never missed a poker game in 40 years. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a record.
Yeah. Well, it's some
course, they're
40, 400. I mean, that's all in the same words.
They're held at his house, right?
Yeah, they used to not be. We used to rotate.
Oh, did you?
We used to rotate whoever hosted cooked dinner, but once you get to Steve's house and you'll see it, you'll understand why we play at Steve's.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. I can't wait. Thank you for sitting down across the desktop with me today.
Oh, man, thank you for the opportunity.
I've enjoyed this
and the
conversation.
invitation. Yeah.
All right.
Always. Thank you, David.
See you, brother.
You too.